Before you even turn the key, before the engine ever warms up, most of the damage happening inside your car has already begun. And the scary part? It doesn't start under the hood. It starts right there, at the gas pump, in the everyday habits millions of drivers think are totally harmless. Every year, mechanics across the country see the same heartbreaking patterns. Fuel pumps cooked from the inside out, injectors clogged shut, EVAP systems drowning in liquid fuel, and drivers stuck with repair bills they never saw coming. Not because their engines were old, but because of tiny refueling mistakes they repeated for years without realizing the consequences. So today, buckle in, because once you understand the truth behind these refueling habits, you will never look at a gas pump the same way again. And by the time you finish this video, you'll know how to add years of life to your engine just by changing the way you refuel. Let's start with the biggest silent killer. Running your tank near empty is basically slow torture for your fuel system. Your fuel pump isn't just swimming in gasoline, it depends on it for cooling, lubrication, and stable pressure. When the tank is nearly dry, that pump is forced to work in heat and air pockets it was never designed for. That overheating eats away at its bearings, its seals, and its motor windings, long before it actually fails. And here's the part almost no driver knows. The lower your fuel level stays, the more the sediment that naturally settles at the bottom of the tank gets stirred up and sucked toward the filter and injectors. It's like feeding your engine a sandstorm. And eventually, it loses that battle. If your gauge is constantly flirting with E, you're not saving money. You're shaving off engine life. Now let's talk about the mistake nearly everyone admits to doing and almost nobody thinks is dangerous. Topping off after the pump clicks. That tiny habit creates massive problems. When the pump clicks, the tank is full. Period. Your car needs space for vapor expansion. But forcing just a little more fuel past that point overwhelms the EVAP system. The charcoal canister, built only to absorb vapors, becomes soaked with liquid fuel. Picture a sponge that's supposed to absorb mist suddenly being submerged in water. It can't breathe, it can't filter, it suffocates. That leads to rough starts, fuel trims out of balance, check engine lights, and a canister replacement that costs more than the extra 30 cents of fuel you forced in. Now for a habit that thousands of drivers still don't take seriously, using the wrong fuel grade. If your engine is designed for premium, it's not a suggestion, it's engineering. High compression engines rely on specific octane levels to prevent knock, keep combustion stable, and maintain timing under load. Regular fuel makes the engine compensate constantly, adjusting spark, sacrificing performance, and increasing stress on pistons and plugs. And on the other side, putting premium in an engine built for regular is just burning money for zero benefit. It's not about better fuel. It's about the right fuel for the engine your manufacturer designed. Another hidden danger is choosing the cheapest, oldest, quietest gas station just because it's a few cents cheaper. Those stations with low traffic often have underground tanks that collect water and rust. Their filters clog, their fuel sits for long periods, and what's inside ends up inside your engine, corroding injectors, messing with idle quality, and destroying catalytic converters from contaminated burn cycles. When you choose a station with high turnover and proper maintenance, you're not paying for their brand. You're paying for cleaner fuel and a healthier engine. And here's one habit almost everyone is guilty of at least once: refueling while the engine is still running. It feels harmless. You're in a hurry. It's cold outside. But inside your vehicle, the EVAP system, the injectors, and the fuel pump are all working. When you open the fuel cap and add fresh fuel during that process, the pressure balance your computer relies on gets completely disrupted. The system senses chaos, temperature change, vapor collapse, pressure fluctuations. Over time, the purge valve and vent solenoids start to fail early, and charcoal from the stressed EVAP canister can break loose, travel through lines, and force your pump to work harder than it should. One simple habit prevents it: turn the engine off. Now for one of the most overlooked dangers of all: filling up while the fuel tanker truck is refilling the station's underground tanks. When that truck unloads fuel, it churns up everything that normally settles at the bottom of the tank. Water, debris, rust flakes, bacteria, all of it gets stirred into the fresh fuel supply. If you pump gas at that moment, guess where that cocktail of contaminants goes? Straight into the most delicate, high-precision parts of your engine. This one habit alone has caused misfires, clogged filters, and pump failures in cars that were otherwise perfectly maintained. If you see a tanker truck at the station, skip it. Not worth the risk. And finally, the simplest part of the entire fuel system, your gas cap. That little piece of plastic is responsible for maintaining the pressure your EVAP system needs to function. But when the rubber seal cracks or you forget to tighten it until it clicks, air leaks in, pressure drops. The computer thinks your system has a vapor leak. Fuel trims shift, idle worsens, the check engine light comes on, and drivers end up paying hundreds for diagnostics when the real fix was a $10 cap. If you ever smell fuel after filling up, don't ignore it. That smell is your engine's way of screaming for help. These habits seem tiny, ordinary, harmless, but every major mechanic will tell you the same truth. Small refueling mistakes become big repair bills, and the drivers who take refueling seriously, their engines outlast everyone else's. If you found even one of these habits in your routine, this video may have just saved you hundreds, maybe thousands in future repairs. So hit that like button if you learned something today, subscribe for more real-world car advice, and share this with someone you know is constantly driving on empty. Your engine will thank you every mile you drive. See you in the next one.